Hello, Java Challenger. Today I have the privilege to host the Java champion, Mohamed Taman. He has more than 20 years of experience in the software development industry. He's a solutions architect for Magna International. He's also the CEO of Sirius X, and he's a worldwide speaker. He's also an author of 3 books. He writes articles for Java Magazine, DZone, InfoQ, and many others. So, Mohammed, you're very welcome to the Java Challengers channel. How are you?
I'm good. Thank you for this great introduction. It's my pleasure to be hosted by you, especially not just fellow Java champion. You are a very great friend, and I love always to see you. And thank you for this invitation. So I'm happy to see you.
Thank you so much, Mohammed. You're so kind. I love that in you, and you're also a very good friend. So I'm very happy to have you here. So,
Thank you.
Mohammed,
Yep.
I would like to know more about your career trajectory because you have an amazing career and you are a worldwide speaker, you are a Java champion, maybe some career challenges you faced, some career lessons you learned from those career challenges, how you had this exponential growth in your career. So if you can share a little bit of your career trajectory and maybe talk a little bit about some career insights you had throughout your career, that will be great.
For sure, it's a journey, and the best part of this journey that when your work becomes a hobby. And I would like for sure to thank God for this because you don't feel the effort. You feel like you're always playing with something. You always want to do more. You want to make it easy to learn because you will be hungry to understand, to have a new toy in your toolbox. And I see it like this Lego. You're always trying to build something, came to the light, trying to POC something. It's not only for fun, it's fun, but also have to take it as something that see it for business. Like I do POC. When you have this enthusiasm, okay, I can try. When you can try, you can always give the business the right insights about what the project can go. Is it visible or not? Also, you can help your team when you start leading team and this kind of interconnection between them. You're not like in one place and your team in different place and you have just idea or misunderstanding. It's because the team always would like to see you as a leader, not just a boss that you really can support. So from early stages, like I'm graduated from Faculty of Engineering, and during that part, I was internship. And internship, I was like working as a hardware, maintenance engineer, like, in Pfizer Egypt, like IT support. But, touching the hardware during that time, 1990 something, the 95s, and during its software was not something so big. You have relaxed time to learn about Windows or Java or whatever the topic. It takes so much time to release, and you are very professional at what you are doing with less effort. But hardware evolution was really rapid at that time. Communication, computers, laptops, but the software was gradually growing. And I decided not to continue like this. Yes, I'm engineering, but I wanted to focus more on software because I found it's very funny for me. I like to build things. It's very easy to have it, but I have the base. What can I take from this is when I start doing my internship for people who are studying, that who is listening to us, it's very important to stick to the basics. The education gave you the base foundation. If you lost it just to graduate, you will suffer a lot when you are going to the market because you have to grasp all of these basics again, but you'll not have time. Because your time, you are a student, your job is to grasp as much as you can, apply it, understand it. How can I apply it? If you have internship opportunity, please go. This is my advice for you because it will solidify and give you idea what you are studying is how you can make use of it. It's a connection. Then you will be ready for the market. During this period, because of this, I was in the market. I know what the market needs is. So I started preparing myself to be ready for the market. So for example, during my project implementation in the last year of my bachelor degree, I was also certifying Java 1.2. I was reading from core Java book There is no brain dumps. There is nothing for show you how questions, answers. Oh, you read, you try, you practice, and you face the exam. You don't know even exam what they will ask you. But I remember that I studied the whole core Java book, volume one, and first two chapter of volume two because of the collection. I will never forget it. But it took the whole year. And I used this education at that time in my project that I built for my faculty. And I did my bachelor degree project also, which is library management system for the faculty. So it was like, you know, what I studied in. I went to the exam, I get certified after 2 months of my graduation. So I start my career as a software developer with the Java, sure. And I was loving Java. It was Sun Microsystem, our mother company. And I specialized more and more in Java. And I started to grow on my career. I moved to IBM. After IBM, I moved to Oracle. I was working at Oracle during the acquisition of Sun Microsystem. It was a very sad moment. Who by my mother? Nobody can touch it in this and GD Edward. And so I was working on MetaLink, which is Oracle support team for integration and support and some things. And the key point why Oracle even choose me at the time, because I was always studying what is new. It was the time Java EE5 with JDK 1.5 with the annotations and which revolutionized the industry with, you know, dependency injection, all of these kind of things. I was very good at ADF, framework, AGPs, all of this top notch. So in the end, you know this, yes. The key point here is learning is very essential, you know, skills that you have to have. Was 10 years ago or 12 years ago. Imagine now with the rapid release of the software, you have always to study. You can study today and tomorrow you find something new, especially in the AI field, for example, in the cloud, even though. In the software release, every 2 weeks you can update your software. You find new features. You have always to be, it's more effort, but there is a way always to catch all of this. So we will talk about this later on because it's one very important. So after like I'm moving and I start participating in, it was first visit for me to Java 1, because I read books for you guys. It was like inspiring. Adam Paynes, Brian Gutz, Mark Reinhold, all these like James Gosling, these people that you always read and you see all of them in one event, and you're like, these people influence you, and suddenly, why not? I can be speaker. I love to teach. It was something in me. I love teaching, and this is how I share my knowledge, and I gain more. Even when I was in the college, when I want to solidify something, hey, my friend, you would like me to study for you this mathematical equation, or I explain it to you, it solidified more in my head. And also, he asked me questions. He opened for me different doors. This is why sharing knowledge is not a weak. Don't take it as a weakness. No, share your knowledge. For me, it's always like, you know, charity on my knowledge. So God will give you more, as well as whenever you talk more with people, they will open for you a door. They have different mentality. They will ask you questions, especially if you are a speaker. You will get different questions, even you don't know about it. So imagine someone in your brain, training it, giving you inputs like feature set to train, which you can just evolve if you are only focusing on your vision, and that's it. So sharing and collaboration is very important. So I moved on then after some times. Hey man, I joined the company. I worked for 10 years and doing project for large scale project. The more you are working difficult problems and large scale, it will give you more understanding of things in a very high level. And then I started to lead a team. And I figured out that, yeah, I was so technical. And was something I don't like management. I will say it. I don't like management and managing people and its effort. I am free. I do what I do. I help. I participate with others, but I'm not managing and taking care of this. But in order to grow in your career, you are dealing with people. Sometimes you have to manage, you have to lead, you have to understand the psychology of the people. And this was one of my drawbacks that lower my career growth a little bit, because I don't want it to touch it. But one time says like, why not? You have to. or you'll be in the same position for a long time. You're very, very strong architect. You'll be very strong principal engineer. But if you want money, you have to go for managerial. So, and it was very challenging actually to keep technical and continue leadership and business management because you have different strategies. But as I mentioned at the beginning, the more you love what you do, the more it will be easy for you to still continue technical. Not everything I will say, but when you can touch, when you can learn, at least you have to continue learning. And then somehow you can have a small proof of concept or talk with the guys, mentor them, see. You don't have to do everything with your hand. And you continue in the growth with management, with the stakeholders, with his business team management, top management, CEOs, and everything. Why? Because this is how you lead the team. You lead the company, you build this vision. And I give this help also when I participated in Java community process. And I was Java community process member. Early stages, I have been elected to be member representing community. As you know, we have this. And all the people are vice president or some key directors in the companies that involving. So you see the strategy, you understand it. So Java wasn't only some technical writing and Java things. There is a lot of brains out there to control and steer this language. And then, they are big companies. So you see the strategies, you see how they think, how the visionary future, are looking for the things and so on. So this is also to build your vision to understand how people steer things, how they think about it, even if they know something, how they plan it, how they take risks, and also managing people, how you can delegate. You will never know how to do this. And you will, after sometimes, if you are always continue to do what you want, what you only know, and you have more and more and more, you will be burned out. And for any company, you're not a good person because you don't have success plan. And believe me, the more you have success plan, the more you are relaxed because you have people working. Imagine you manage people, they are working, as a workers, you are the master node, you are taking control of everything, as well as you are managing the visionary. And then for people, and if you are not there for any certain moment, these people can continue working autonomously and deliver. Yes, the manager will go to everyone like, I need this status, this status. They will give it to him. Unless you develop framework, yes, you can fill out your status here. It's one place that top management can get from it. So your presence is like your presence. It means like you are not protecting the business, but your presence is very important because you are coordinating all these people. You are adding a value to these people. This is how the people are like. It's not about I'm controlling. If I'm not here, everything will collapse. No, your strengths that you are still effective, but still it's continue in an efficient way that people are working. So this is what I learned from the leadership that I took, mentoring teams, designing large scale systems, as I mentioned, and influencing technical strategies. It was very important. And later on the side, with my lovely community, I became an author, supported as a speaker. And I'm not that great as many speakers that we have, but I'm trying my best because, as mentioned, I like to share. And then I become Java community leader, and which ultimately leads to me to be a Java champion, which is my something that I really value. And I appreciate that I was with a group of intelligent people and very helpful and supportive people. So,
Wow. Amazing. Thank you so much for explaining with so much detail your trajectory. I heard so many good things and I want to follow up with them. So, but before that, you mentioned that you transitioned from technical to more of the managerial side. So I'd like to ask you, how was this transition from developer to CEO? Was it difficult? Are you still close to the technical side, or are you more on the side of this strategy of the company? So how was this transition?
so the transition comes from participation and also learning about the strategy and the vision. Because the CEO always like how he can drive the vision that we set with the CTO or the team and how he can drive and maintain it. Just be sustainable, maintainable, risk mitigation, always there. There is plans. And also because it's involved money, it's involved many things, and you have to have key objectives and strategy. This is something that you will gain by getting insights from people. You see how you pay attention, how people, it's even with a small project. How can I make this project successfully adding value to the people? So it's a vision. I want to have this product solve a problem for my domain department. Then all my vision will be toward this from excellence, from your project is like your software, piece of software never fail because the support, the functionality, the excellence of the maintenance, it will lead all of this because you will have different strategies, IT wise, finance wise, expanding. When I can have more people, when I can expand more or just stop, it's all about this. So CEO is in a tech company set the vision and strategy always, like, and ensuring that financial health, build key partnership. It's very important because the customer, and also making high level decisions, oversee product development, managing teams, handle crisis. This is the hardest thing because you have to take care of it and also represent the company externally. You will go to meetings, investors, talk to people, getting project, because there is your kids in the kitchen waiting for you to feed them. So your team is like your kids. Yeah, we are grown up, but you have to think about like, I have to provide food for these people. Not only the growth of the company, it's very important mentality. So it has a care. It's not only money. I get from what I want from you, like what we see in big companies, like I don't want to, I fire you. Yes, it's a business, but sometimes when you have some empathy toward the people, they will stay with you more. And we lost this human side sometimes, but I see so there is a value. We are a human at the end. We like appreciation. We like to see someone caring for us, they will care for you. So this is very important. Networking, fundraising for startup, you can also go to check about like why there is opportunity. And finally, aligning the company with market trends, because we have seen during our life, there is companies like Nokia and BlackBerry and this, they are very successful in codec, and suddenly it does not exist. They leave. And things like this industries, Netflix just bought them. You have to follow up. It's very challenging, but this is how the day-to-day CEO working. I don't like it so much, but I have to do it because I'm responsible. Sometimes if you cannot do it, you can hire someone trusted, he can do it, and you can continue as a CTO. So I'm doing some mixing between them. So you don't have to do everything. Even if you have an idea, but you don't know how to lead the people or the company, hire someone. He can know this exactly. You are aligned with him and you can drive together. So don't only rely on yourself and you can do, because I hear people, oh, I have an idea, I will be the CEO. You can be board member, someone else the CEO. If you are good at marketing, be the chief marketing officer, for example. You can be financial guy. If you are good at it, if you are a technology guy and you have some other like HR, good, do this and this from the beginning. But don't take it all. You don't have to be the CEO even if you have an idea. No. We are here to collaborate to get this vision successful. So this is all the key aspect of this role. Actually, this is what I see. Maybe there is something more, but this is how I practice it and I see it.
That's amazing.
And if
Yeah.
sorry if I interrupted, you mentioned like the key transition from developer to CEO, because this is also, people want to understand how I go for this. The transition from developer to CEO, to understand it's require shifting from purely technical mindset, it's very important, to a business oriented approach. The key steps, like including here, I can give you just hence developing leadership and management skills. A lot of people doesn't care about soft skills. So leadership and management skills is very important. Understanding financials, marketing, and sales. You have to know all of this. To its different shift. Leading and building a management team. How can I have an effective team? How can I manage this team? networking and gaining industry visibility, how you can do this, how you can market your idea, how you can pitch it, how you can make networking with the right people to get the mouse of your product. And finally, taking the role like tech lead, engineer manager, or CTO before making the final. It's very important because gradually you will lead the team, you will get the psychology, you will be manager, cross-functional teams, financial management of the project, something, become CTO strategically more, not everything technical. Then you become CTO. Don't just hit it like this. It can be. This is why we see a lot of startups fails because of this decision.
That's very interesting. So you mentioned here many soft skills that are very important for developers to grow in their careers. So you mentioned about leadership. And I'm very curious to know how you developed the skill of leadership.
The leadership skills is something either there is people are leaders by their own charisma and characteristic. Yeah, God created us like this. But sometimes if you want, you can learn it. And then by practice, you'll understand it. I was learning and reading books about like how to be a leader with people, how to take the initiatives. Because sometimes we are lazy. It's normal. This is but you have to overcome your soul. Like, nay, you cannot be like this. If I want, I always the starter. I will take the team. I'm always here to help. I want to listen. You have to treat your team, as I mentioned before, they are your kids. And even to raise your kids, you have to learn how to raise those people because they are people at the end. You're bringing people to the community. You bring people to your company and you need to raise them in the way that they will be very effective in the company. And you have a smooth interaction, open door. I'm listening. No problem at all. We do mistakes. Let's solve, not let's blame. It's sometimes people say like, you have to be always leaders, not a boss. No, we have to have a boss and leaders. Because when times come to decisions making, you have to decide. You have to take the decision. You have to make decisions to go left and right. This is how you are. But when it comes as a leader, you will seek the help of your people. So gradually you will take it. It's mindset, as I told you before. It's a shifting mindset. And instead of ordering, you are seeking. So people will feel like, I want to help more. Don't micromanage. Yes, I know that we always in technical, we love to know everything, but shift this mindset. You don't have to know. You are building the final framework and everyone does what he wants. And believe me, after sometimes they will come back to you, I did that. And you can supervise. Just give guidance. You have to grow as well. The more the people find themselves like growing, the more they will love to continue working with you and see that their work is your work. Don't take the credit in your own. Something very important. There is no true leader will take the credit in his own. Real leader knows that his success is the success of his team, even if he is not shown in the equation. But everyone will know if this team is successful, the man who managed them is successful. It's a transparent. So don't think like nobody will see me. No, God see you and he will reward you, first of all. So this is why you shift. I don't care about people. I do my best. I work with these people because of some like goal in my head. And believe me, it will go smooth. Yes, people, you need to speak about it. What your team and you did, because this is half the networking and showing skills, but not showing off. Yes, we did that 1, 2, 3, 4, and we succeeded to have this. This guy did the participation. Thank you for the team. And we did all this kind of success. You have to show it. I don't say that you have not to speak about success doesn't reach to people unless you speak about it. Nobody will know about Edison if he doesn't show it. His failures and excellence until he did the lamp. Nobody will know about Tesla until he showed his proof of concept for the world. You see my experiments, people get crazy about what he's doing because he was an amazing guy. But, if he's still in the lab and nobody see, we will never know about this amazing guy. So, yes, it's This is the key aspect about like the leadership and how you build it. And every day you will learn more, but always write notes, see learned lessons. What did you fail? Always try to think what happened in the situation. And when you get back, rethink, it should be like this. Next time I would do this. So this is
Yeah.
how I see it. Yes.
Those are very important lessons. Micromanagement. No developer likes that. It really sucks. Like when you're working and there's someone who don't trust you, asking you every detail from your implementation to make any sense. Because if a manager is doing that, probably he or she is not doing their job. So
And you know,
go ahead.
and you know, Raf, also the other side, sometimes you find that people love to be micromanaged. But in this case, that you will ask about every single, he doesn't know how to go. In this situation, you understand that these people lack of guidance. They doesn't know how to think big. Then it's your job to develop them to not come back to you for every single detail. You provide, okay, go to search here and come up with what you can see. What's your insight? You can give like keys and let them go. From this point, they will understand that I will come up with a final solution and say, but we will not come to ask you about everything because if they will not succeed, it's your job also to make them succeed. You have meetings, you tell them, I will give you keys. I can't help you because sometimes people get angry because, oh, my manager doesn't help you in everything. No, I can't do this. I have my time. And they need you to take control of, but you have to explain as well. Because we are human, we are not magicians, so we can understand like this.
Very good. And you also mentioned about people psychology. How did you develop this knowledge of understanding people psychology? It's something so difficult to understand and to study. So if you have any tips or any path for developers to understand that better, because software development is not only coding to the computer, it's a job, right? We need to be in a team. We need to communicate with our coworkers. We need to communicate with our managers. We need to know how to show our work. And this is something I want to discuss with you later. But if we can discuss first about how you developed the skill of knowing more about people's psychology and how to deal with people in a better and more effective way.
Yes. It's very, very, very good question. And it's very hard part as well. There is people very good at psychology, and especially people like when they are in HR, they always study about psychology. But it's also nice to hear about. If you want to be effective with people, at least you have to have some certain skills, not too much, because you're not psychologist, but you're trying. Also, you pay attention to the behavior of the people. I'm very detail-oriented person. Sometimes they say like you are acting it like a lady because she is always detail-oriented. Yes, I noticed behavior. You notice what has been said between the lines, how the people behave. This, and also it's not about just only behavior. Sometimes you would like to know the interest of the people. So when you give a task, you give a task that show interest. You know that this man, if he take it, he will really finish it very quick because he is interested in this part. No, this guy, he doesn't, like this domain so much, but okay, sometimes you have, but you tweak it, but interest of the people is very important. And you don't have to also, like I told you, it's like your kids. There is books I was reading about how to raise kids, like psychology, why they're crying, how they will try to manipulate you. And believe me, these strategies similarly equal to the adult strategy, just but in different way, but the same. Human is a human. Doesn't matter. He's young, small, bigger, but he, you know, show it in a different way. But it's the same. If he wants something, is he demands. Someone love money, someone love appreciation, someone love. So when you give him trust and to little bit more work, he will feel trustworthy. This is key differences. So it's a reading, you get the habit, but you pay attention also, and you learn. It's a trial. Then from body language, from the way that they look at you, they speak, You listen, you have to be effective. Like, okay, was someone telling you, oh, I have a problem with this guy and da da da. Okay, I talk to that guy. Here is a complaint coming from not someone, like I get a complaint about 1, 2, 3. What happened? That guy might have a problem, might have something. He doesn't pay attention. He doesn't see the message, and people just. So you understand, you have to calm this. It's not only about people, how they react, because people also very sensitive sometimes. So it's like kids. Believe me, I give this analogy because it's not something bad. When we say like kid is not something bad. When we grow up, this is what lasts longer with us. This is our, training that we get from our family to face the community, and it affects us all our world and lifetime. Unless we change, sometimes we go to psychologists to help us how we understand, how we move, how we can go, and it's the same. So listening, let's summarize: listening, paying attention to details, knowing the people strengths and weaknesses, and how you can make use of them in an effective way for them. So you can understand someone like to take vacation. I have a developer, he's a very good guy before. And I was getting angry from him because he always get late. Always. And I get angry. Man, why you didn't respect your time? And but his work is good. After sometimes, you speak to him because he's a good, but he has something small. Take it in a positive way and try to build it. And then after like 2 months, he start waking up early and coming. You see, I'm here. Okay, he's bragging about it. Someone else, this is here. That, like, he's sharp. He's coming this time. I have a lady has a problem with her, like, she want to go early. And because she has a kid and she want to take care of, okay, no problem. And we have some other time you can finish it at your home. It's very easy. Some people ask, like, why she is going early? First of all, it's not your business. You take what you want. Everyone has circumstances. Second, she has a special needs, but she finishes her job. And people ask me why she did. Finally, the job is done. So it's different, scenarios, and people are like, everyone has his needs. So this is what I mentioned. Technical mindset is completely different when you move to CEO or management. So you will have to deal with people more. With means working with you or even cross-function. You will not face, and there is different also characteristics: hard, soft, normal. People like bird, many.
Interesting. First, so before asking another question, you mentioned about a book called Psychology. What's the name of the book?
To be honest, the first book I read about is the Seven Habits of Effective People by Stephen Covey. It was very effective, and they took like 3 years or 4 years to try to apply some of them because you have, in order even to understand and apply every single word of this, it's very good book. And I recommend it. It's still people really recommend it until today because it's about psychology, treatment. It's 7 habits. It's really good habits. It's always positive and you always have to be win-win. Why not win-win? Why not? Why always it could be win-lose? No, win-win.
Win-win.
And this is how we build communication. Win-win situation. Always.
Yeah, that's also connected to negotiation. To
Exactly.
reach to a point of win-win, it's negotiation skills as well, which is kind of connected to communication. But you mentioned, so about your story from your employee, the guy who always arrived late. How did you manage to handle the situation? Because, there are people who are very difficult and they will arrive late and you can't do much. I remember one of the previous I was working for, there was a guy who used to arrive late every day, but he was very good. Like he would arrive in the company and he would solve the problems. And so it was kind of a dilemma because like the managers wanted him to arrive earlier, but it didn't matter what the managers did. He would arrive late, but he would solve all the problems. Not all the problems, but would solve the problems. So how did you deal with him? I'm very curious about that.
First of all, like from my side, I couldn't like rely on him on meetings that we have with like if you want to show something. But this is not related to him. But this give him also a way that I have to show all your work and it's in a burden. First of all. Second, I try to manage like talking to him for sure. But as you have mentioned, managers doesn't like the behavior, especially HR come to me. This man comes late because we have fingerprints, like, and it cannot work like this. 9 means 9. And I try to reduce it. Like, man, cannot be like this. If you are getting late one time, second time, and then it will not be good because now HR is complaining. But he was trying. Even he tried to show that he can stay for longer period, he finishing a job, but this is also was key. His job is done. He's not affecting his results and efficiency. But he has this problem. So I tried to give him like excuses until we face this and sleep early. I was calling him sometimes, like, man, where are you? How's it going? You didn't sleep yet? You need to wake up early. We are too much friend together. And he was younger than me by long, but we didn't have this kind of gap because like he felt it. And I told him, imagine if you are late, means you are missing something. Sorry if I will go for this direction, but no, we are pray 5 times a day. And I asked him, what do you do with your prayers? I don't pray sometimes, but if I go back home, I pray all of them. Okay, you have to pray on time. If you keep this discipline, you will know how to keep it for you because this is your connection with God, and then you will see how to affect you in your situation. 1 month, I tried to help him. Hey, man, call for praying. Let's pray. It's even for myself, it's like a discipline. I want to work. I want to finish something. Okay. Like, but God calling me. It's like I have to leave everything. So it teach me, no, time means time. Meetings means meeting. Nobody will wait for you 5 minutes. What if the greater, which is your God calling for you to meet him, and you say, no, hey, wait for 5 minutes? The human would be angry. How about, yes, he's forgiving and everything, but it's sometimes like you take this, he start to be disciplined after some times. And then, yeah, he doesn't feel like 100% to be, but at least he get late twice a month. Not 3 times or like almost 4 times a week, like before. Yes, I follow up with him sometimes. I like, man, try to sleep. He need a reminder. I send him a message. Then he starts sending me a message. I'm going to sleep. Good night. But it was friendly way. But I also giving him the feedback from the management, giving him, I don't want to lose you because one time business is business. You will lose your job. I see for you a very good future. Don't make it. Doesn't mean that when you leave the company, you will go to another company and also they will tolerate it. No, it doesn't. Late meaning late. So even when we come to meet outside, sometimes he's late. So it's not something that he making because of the work. It's something it was his nature. He loved to sleep. Sorry, I overslept. I overslept. Okay, but we have to solve this problem.
Yeah, but I really like your approach of acting as a leader, not as a manager, because you talked to him, understood his situation. You sometimes even, you go to the extra mile and you send him a message so that he can sleep earlier. That's really caring. You take care of your people. So that's so nice. It's not something that managers do or, managers slash CEO do. So
To be honest, like I see how if I am in this situation, how I like the people treat me. This is always I ask, like I could be the same person. I could be lazy. I could be like late. I do this. How I like the people treat me. So I feel it like this. If I did something wrong or my voice raised, like what? If someone treat me, they will feel bad. Yes. So I have to say sorry. I have to treat the people the way as much as I can. I like to be treated. So it comes
Yeah.
from this base, to be honest. Like, I do this
Yeah.
with myself. When I have something wrong in my discipline or my characteristic, I was very nervous person. It's very easy to get nervous. And man, it couldn't work. And sometimes I say something or I take reaction which could ruin the situation. You say a word that hurts someone and you regret it. And then I like, no, 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 you cannot do this. So this is what I mentioned to you. You have to watch your behavior, and then you can understand that also people normally can do mistakes. We are a human. And how would you like to you want to fix it or complicate it? And some people you cannot fix it. This is their character. You want to be like this. Okay, sorry, but I'm in a place that we have to take a decision at the end. But at least I try.
At least you tried. And I really like your approach to fix something in his life. In this case, it was the praying time. So as soon as he fixed the discipline on his praying time, he could also fix other parts of his life, which was to be on time at his job. And this is true for anything, right? Like even when we wake up, tying up bed is something very simple, but it definitely builds up discipline that, in first minute of your waking time, you have your bed tied up. And you already accomplished something. So this is very nice. I really like this approach. And it's true, like even for your health. So if you go to the gym, for example, or if you run, if you do any kind of sports, you're going to become healthier and it's going to also impact other areas of your life. So I really like that. That's really nice. And another thing you mentioned, you talked about knowing strengths and weaknesses from people. How do you learn that? I think this is a kind of difficult skill, like to see someone and notice, okay, this person is strong with this point, but he is weak with this other point. How do you have this sense of knowing the strengths and the weaknesses from people?
It's sorry, not by, paying attention to the people. You are watching and you see, for example, like someone giving presentation. So I go to the team and I ask every one of them to do a presentation one time. Then I watch the kids. Then I see there is one guy is really good at presentation. I can rely on him if I'm not here. He has this mentality. Someone else, like I give him tasks and I know that he's like doing it very fast, but in short time. But I know that he's a lazy. But laziness is not something bad. Then he's not trying not to do it in a very long time, but in most efficient way, in easiest way, to be honest. So he can find shortcut. That's good. Then if I need something to be done quickly, go to this man. If you need something, someone, he's very detail oriented. He's very good at colors. He like to draw. He like to take pictures. I like, man, you can see this UI and taking notes about the UI and enjoy. And what is your opinion? I can take his opinion more if we have like something UI, coloring, branding, things. He's good at it. He would notice. Someone else doesn't care about this. Someone like loves activities, nightlife, and going and then, man, can you organize for us something for the team? You would like to take initiative? Yes, yes, yes. He enjoyed this. He's good at it. It's like someone like he's a nerd. He always studying, 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 studying. Okay, proof of concept, documentation, leading this part. You know, so it's always like when someone, like make use of it, and they will be happy. This is his part. You know, and if he has something like some negative sides, which is I will not call negatives, it will call also is complementary. He's good at things. No one is perfect in everything. It's only God. So we have to understand this. This is why we are completing each other. So as a team, someone is good at this, someone is good at proof of concept, someone will write documentation, someone leading the team. Then at the end, we can go to present and everything is exist. We have the documentation, we have the presentation ready for the business. The team is happy and managed, and the product is running on the time. So people like that. Someone like he's a front end or back end, but he loves data. He's good at it. Sometimes when I have a project data intensive, I take him. Or I like try to give me your opinion here and work on this project. So he loved it more. It's like this. Despite the soft skills, definitely. Someone, if you have someone you really know how to communicate and good pitching, like put it in sales. Let him meet customers and vendors.
Ah, interesting. That's
It's
right. Yeah, right.
no, it's like this is the diverse. Pay attention for the people, or you try sometimes when you meet people, you need to understand their behavior. So circle presentations, see two people working together, who will say about the collaboration or just will take the credit for himself or how he's doing. Then you understand how the complaints came from. You understand, like, yes, he never mentioned that guy, but you which I said methodology, we have, Jira, we have time tracking, we have things. So I can understand who worked and what, who did what, who committed what, but I will not speak. And I will ask someone to be representative and the others, and he will come alone first. Tell me how the project was going, and I want to listen to him. Sometimes I feel like, oh, he even not doesn't mention himself, and we always you say we this guy is helping me in this. We have challenge. Yeah, this is good. It will be team lead. I like his approach, but I check the others too. But sometimes he just mention it and he take all the credits and then doesn't mention the people. But sometimes he's a good person, but he doesn't understand that he has this, like, we are as a human, we like to show that we are doing everything. And sometimes I want to give the credit, but I forget about. But it's very hard to say that this is help. It will show that I'm weak. I don't know it. No, it's easy. You don't know everything. It's normal. The more then you can teach, okay, this is not a good leader for now, but he's a good character. He needs some development. Let's work on this. Give him some skills, stories, books, recommendation. See the HR, what they can do. You can explain to the HR. It's not my area, not everything I know. Then I give good feedback and he will, manage this kind of part of, but he's good at technical things. I will not lose him. So this is some of what I can follow, what I can do, paying attention to them, speaking, going to activity, friendly activity. Everyone will open.
Very interesting. So, and about marketing, how do you develop the skill of maybe doing marketing about your company or about your skills as a Java developer? How did you develop your skills and how would you recommend Java developers to market themselves and to stand out for the market?
So being honest, this is very important. Understand what the customer need and you show your strengths here. This is very important. That you are coming to solve his problem in the way that he want with the budget that he give, for example. And you be honest, like if you don't know, don't take it. You ruin your reputation. And try to help. Don't fear that I have to take it. I have to get money from. Don't think about like this. I'm coming to help and I have to show my skills. Same like when you apply for a job. It's not all about the money. Yes, we are working, we will take the money, but believe me, if they see the value, they will give you more and you will get rank. But you say that I don't know this, no, I didn't work, but I'm able to learn. I show also that I have abilities. When I have, like, I'm very good at Java, I'm trying to do courses and trying to show it. I definitely trying to see what is the problem that I'm trying to solve, and I will focus on it. And then I start market to this target, this problem, this area. I'm growing the engineers in the performance area, in the understanding of the core of the language, to be more efficient, how to use it. Then the wording. I was learning about marketing wording. I can share with you because the wording is very, very, very important. Being concise, short, and give a specific word that really will grab the attention of the audience.
Which book is
Market,
this?
it's some short stories. Some people I follow on LinkedIn, and there is like a great marketeers. I will send you the book. I read it long time ago, but also I follow some groups and people really good at marketing. They share tips and they start to use it in my presentation, even here in the company. because we in Magna we are doing a lot of work with OEMs because we are car part manufacturing and car producers as well for big brands. So you have vendors, you have suppliers, you have OEMs. You are speaking with your top business because you are making projects for them, different domains, finance, HR, quality, suppliers, chain management, ERP, and they need solutions, and you want to build it for them because this is how we finance our internal Magna IT. So we share the resources, we build applications, we maintain it, we scale it for them, but they pay for us. But we are Magna because we are not software company. We are different domain. So we are just supporting division inside Magna. So this is how we are financing and paying others. It's like you are running small software company inside the company. So they have to pay us. We have to find to do this pitching, what you have to do with your presentation. It's one page. Choose a specific word to deliver the meaning, not too much because they're business people. And who you are talking to, it's very important. If you're talking to managers to recommend course for their developers, it's a different way than the developers because they are trying to horn the skills. It's a different message. So the guy, hey, there is a guy, very good guy. He has a good courses and he can enrich you to understand more because he has a pain in performance or pain in quality or pain in something. But the others want to know new things. Java 25, Java 24, the new skills. Yes. In this course, you will learn about the up-to-date latest technologies about Java and you'll be very strong developer in your area. But on the other side, this course for developers, for managers, who seeks to be very performance aware and security, and also effective developers that maintain the quality and the maintainability of the application. So different messages, but it will lead the same problem. But business need to hear it, but this developer need to hear it in a different way.
Mm-hmm. And what about finance?
Mm-hmm.
That's something that
important.
I think the vast majority of Java developers totally ignore it. So, and it's something it's a bit difficult, right? So how did you develop this skill of knowing more about finance? And this will also help developers to negotiate better because I know that developers leave a lot of money on the table because they don't know how to negotiate. And this is something that I totally understand because I also didn't know how to negotiate because I was too focused on technical skills. Nowadays, I know that technical skills, they are certainly important,
yes,
but it's 50% of the equation. The other 50% are the soft skills, such as communication, negotiation, dealing with people.
How to sell yourself.
How to sell yourself.
Yes.
How to sell yourself. That's something I want to discuss further with you as well. And, and having also clarity of your next career steps. If you don't know where you're going, anywhere will take you there. So anyway, how did you learn more about finance?
Finance came from the way that I was, responsible about financing myself, how to manage your expenses. What is your goal? What do you want? You get money. You can spend it all. You can have fun, enjoy. It's based on the final goal that you are putting. I want to have a car. I want to be independent. I want to always feel the security. If I lost my job, you have to think about all of this. Once you start thinking, you will understand how you can, manage expenses. And you will put budget. You have to put a budget. You cannot open it. Sometimes what I do, I have a bank account that I get the salary. I have another bank account. So what I do, once I receive my salary, I put budget for myself. Per month, I have to only use this. I move the others. When I move it and it's not in front of me, not connected to my debit card, I only realize that this is only what I have. So I have to live with it. And I move the others. I sometimes, yes, this is my way. I like always, it's a strategy I have to save, even if it's like small amount. Don't neglect it, small, big. It's budgeting. You know how to make the budget, how to save. This is all the treasury people in any company really do. We have input, we have expenses, we have revenue, and we have like income and outcome. and we have to manage it and how to see how we can get from here. Or can I make use of this money in that day to get more interest? Or, okay, I have expenses, but I don't have budget. I need to get it from somewhere. And then this is what actually the people, finance people and companies do, managing them already exist and filling the gaps of the expenses. And then finally, you will have the revenue. So budgeting, and you make these small steps, it will teach you that the money is very important part. Then you will know different aspects. You will grow. I need to buy a house. I need to buy, this I can do financing by loan because house is very important and doesn't use. The car as much as I cannot pay too much because it loses its value. Okay, I will have this cash, but this is with interest. So you can manage this. Once you know this, when you have a project, by default, you'll think about everything. Oh, I have people working. I have some marketing, what I will do in this, and I have contingency I have to maintain, like 20%, for example. What if this is very important? It's not like committed. What if the licenses grow? What if something happens? And okay, there is hardware? And what is the functionality that I have to develop? And how much time it will take? And what about the installation? You adding, and we have support. Who will support this? Who will maintain this? What if they have changed the requirement? You put all of this in the project and you then review it and you would have breakdown for everything. It's easy to share. When you share it with people, they will feel confident. When you go to job, it's very important to show your skills because you are selling yourself. And then you start negotiating. You can ask the question, what is the maximum that you have? Ask them first. And they say, because now what I do always with any job, I have expectation. Don't fear. Because it becomes very hard for people to speak about money. Why? Yeah, it's very easy. Just ask for it. Sometimes, okay. And before we go waste our time, sometimes I initiate or HR even initiate and take first a screenshot and what is your expectation? Say it. And then you can negotiate, when they come back to you and then you can, okay, what is your ceiling? They will say this, you accept it or not you accept it. You can work with it or not. Because when you ask this question, they will feel you are confident. Then they will grow with their ceiling. First, they will give you this amount. No problem. Get back, but I was looking forward for this. They might say yes, it happens with me before. They might say yes. Or no, we don't do this, but at least you didn't take the minimum. You take in the middle. You take 75% more. Well, from that margin, you get something. Then you feel comfortable. Negotiate about okay, if you don't have this salary, what is your perks and benefits? Do you have medical insurance? Do you have paid vacations? Do you have this and this and this? Sometimes, yes, the package is not only salary. It can give you more shares, for example. It counts. I love to get shares if you trust the company and grow. And but you have to negotiate. Believe me, it's not a weakness. It's not showing that you are greedy. No, this is the business. They will understand this man knows what he wants and he speaks. This is his value. That's it.
Exactly. It's like also value your work and valuing yourself. Because if you really leave this work to the company, they will pay you as less as possible, which means that you're not valuing yourself as a developer.
Exactly.
Therefore, negotiation is a very important skill because if you don't know how to negotiate, it doesn't matter the work you put into your career. Because if you don't do the work of a negotiation well, you're going to leave a lot of money on the table. Because the companies negotiate salaries every day and you don't. So if you don't study negotiation, they're going to offer whatever they have. So, and they're going to lose the negotiation process. And it's very important during the negotiation, you can improve so much your salary, right? It's not when you are in a company. Well, sometimes you can negotiate in the company you are and get a hot raise depending on your achievements. That's not so usual though. what happens usually is that when you're moving to another job, you get an exponential growth in your salary if you know how to negotiate. Because if you don't, then you're going to get low ball salary and you're going to be devaluing yourself, your
Exactly.
skills, in
So
your
you don't expect
experience.
others will value you if you devalue yourself. So it's
They
less
don't.
all about you, yes.
It's also about taking responsibility for your career, right? No one is responsible for your salary. You are responsible for your salary. You need to know how to negotiate. And negotiation is not something, like Mohammed said, it's not about being greedy. It's about valuing your work.
Because I have one, two, three, four. Because it's a challenging. I have to build myself. And this is as a software engineers, our investment is in our brain and knowledge. The more knowledgeable you are and the more really you understand things and aware of the technology and how to use it. I'm not saying that you have to be specialist in everything. No, you will always have vertical specialization in one domain or subject or language, but you would have horizontal. You have to grow horizontal. This is normal. But the more you are catching with, I failed something like this. Like I can mention, for example, like early days when the cloud was rising up, I didn't pay attention to it and I using normally. And suddenly I reached to the point that it was a requirement for any job to have cloud experience. And then I start feeling that I am behind the wheel for age, like for 5 years. I will not hide it. And okay, it's required, but I don't have knowledge. Then when you go to interview, they are asking, it's embarrassing. But I get it in hard time. I lost many opportunities because of this. Studying large scale systems and distributed systems and learning from like very big tech blogs, solutions and problems, even if you are not using it. Some interviews, yes, to get high value, you have to understand these building blocks. So if you left it and just looking, you're positioning yourself, smaller job, but it doesn't mean that if you don't get it, study the market always. Try to see what is the job demands, what is the requirement, study. Not to change just only your job, but your skills. You are honing your skills. You are ready for any, circumstances might happen. I'm ready. I'm working now. I can work tomorrow. I'm continuous. So you will not feel that I feel insecure because the company left me. What I would do? No, you have to be always connected to the market. This is the actual. I do this always. From time like every month, I have job alert. I see interesting job. I go to see requirement. Oh, I'm good. Oh, what is this? Something new. Sometimes they ask something new in AI era or cloud. What is this? I don't know. I search. Okay, nice to know something about it. This is how, and this is also give you more ease that for solution for specific problems that you will add a value to your company. You will not have a news to give you everything. This is how we like, okay, jobs, yes. Everyone like hearing about trendy things, they will put it as a requirement. But why not? I will read about it. I will know. So like I want to workplace develop. What is workplace development? If you don't understand, you will translate it completely wrong. But no, it's a software. It's like, things that you are not aware of. Google it and you will know. And so on.
Yeah.
So it's very important that you have a strategy. Learn about negotiation because as you have mentioned, when you go inside the company, it's negotiation about you want this course, you want this language training, you want to travel to a conference. It's all about when it comes to money because they spend, you have to negotiate why. Complaints, and you will get it. It's not only salary, it's everything. When you go to buy a car, when you go to buy a house, yes, why not save a penny for yourself? On the other side, you want to gain more. Why not?
Yeah. Why not,
You are not working
make
for
it
free. You are stealing your time. We are only time, the most valuable asset that we have, our time. Make use of it very, very, very wise. This
exactly?
is what I can say.
Yeah. And like you said, we use negotiation all the time. Like purchase a home, to negotiate our salaries, or to negotiate when we're going to purchase a car, to negotiate when you're going to travel to a conference.
Submitting a
So
talk
we
to
are
a conference. It's
submitting a
negotiation.
talk. It's negotiation. Yeah. So yeah, when you submit a talk, you are negotiating. You are showing the value. You are basically showing them why
We have to
your
build me.
talk.
We have to pay for me. Why me? Because I will bring value to your conference.
Yeah, it's negotiation has a lot to do with the value you can provide to solve your clients' problems.
Like,
If you can show the company you're doing the interview the problem you can solve, they are very likely to hire you. It's not about you. This is a very important rule, like how to sell yourself and how to market yourself. It's never about you. It's about your client, what they want. It's not about what you want. I see so many speakers talking about themselves. It's me, and nobody cares, right? When they start talking too much about themselves, people start looking at their phones. It's never about us. It's always about the audience. It's always about who you're negotiating with, right? What are their problems? What value you can bring to the table so that you can solve the company's problems?
it's it. Completely agree.
Amazing. So you also mentioned a very important topic, and this is something that I struggled with a lot because I always thought that if I talked too much about my work, I would be bragging about myself and people would hate me. Don't know. Like I used to struggle with that. And I know that many other developers also struggle with that, right? On like how to show your work. Because you know that I didn't do enough, not even the essential. I wasn't showing my work, even the essential. And that really impacted me in my career because if you don't communicate what you do, you're doing nothing. And this is so important. So I'd like to know your insights about that on how developers should show their work. What's the most optimized way to do that? For example, in a daily meeting or when you are in technical meetings, what's your perspective on that?
So like about like showing your work, yes, you have to know also how to show it. So people will be interesting to know because and for different audience. And for your manager, for example, you are working with manager, you can make it easy for him, send a status email every week. He will be very happy. Just status email. I have done that and we solved this problem and this. He will be very happy. And you are putting him in the picture so he knows what is going on. So it's a respect. You showed your work in a way and also do your collaborations, what you're doing, because he will not be aware, especially if you have a position to work with many people. But yes, you would like to show that I'm a reliable person too. People come to me to ask about this and this. I'm very happy to help. I'm very happy to participate and I try to do. I give this session to people and I found them coming up after that discussing about this. Yes, it's soft skills and things, but yes, it's grow you inside the company. You have to expand yourself and also showing your work in a nice way. Second, like if you have a status meeting, just be concise and show what you did and what's the problem it was and how you solve it. It will help others understand. So you're not speaking about yourself. I found a problem yesterday and I was able to solve it and I solved it in this way. And that's it. And it's very concise because sometimes I fail in this, go to much details that sometimes boring the people, make them feel boring, bored. So sometimes you have to learn this. Yes, just concise, reply, and if they want more, they will have. Even if you want to give more, you can ask, do you want elaboration more or that's enough? Oh, that's enough. Okay, thank you. Because we tend, as a technical guys, we tend to speak more, as I do now. I know that I interrupted you, but at least I know I shouldn't do this with the rush, you know. And sometimes I go beyond, but it's always in my mind. No, stop, wait. So it's different way, but it's very key to show your work in a nice way, and also in a very concise way. So people will be, who's interested will come to you more. So how did you go? Can I ask you more? Yes. If they get enough, get enough. So they will be interested to listen to you more, always. And marketing, it's based on you are working, you have a product, I was developing something on my GitHub account and I was learning about cloud native and I wanted to build something really well connected on Kubernetes, but initially with Docker using Spring Boot Cloud component and also trying to find all the traceability, the logging, the managing Docker compose, and all of this. Then why not? I want a collaboration from people. And I was always, every version I release means one component I add, something, testing, everything. I just go to Twitter, different Facebook application version of, I called it store. And, I have this version diagram, I show it, people start to collaborate, start to get more audience, showing work, and they start about using it. Some people reach me because of, of my GitHub account, because I learned that GitHub account is something that reliable for people. They will see that you are building something real, well documented. Why I do effort and get my GitHub account? Because I use it as a reference implementation for myself. When I forget, I can ask myself, I can go to my project, what I did in testing, how I organized it, how I managed it, how I do. I copy paste and I follow the same what I'm doing. Then I update them. It's a way of showing, that you are doing something. All your POC, throw it in GitHub. What you will lose, show it. It's showcase, man. Like you are a designer. You have portfolio. You're using like many different hints or something like this to show your artifacts. We are showing on our GitHub and things. People learning, it's your blueprint. This is when you forget something, you come back to. It's a way of like documenting your things.
Amazing. Yeah, I think it's important to be concise, like you said. Like, don't over communicate, but also avoid saying nothing. Like, communicate concisely the value you are bringing to the table, the problems you're solving, and if someone needs to talk with you further, they'll reach out to you.
How do you know that there's a bee in your room if it doesn't buzz?
Exactly.
That's it.
Yeah, and it's a big mistake to say nothing, because if you say nothing, it's like you're doing nothing.
How you expect people to know?
How do you expect people to know or to have respect for you, or even to negotiate a promotion with your manager, right?
You have to show evidence.
You have to show evidence. If you don't show the evidence, if you don't communicate the value you are bringing to the table, then it's very hard to get a promotion.
Raf, sometimes like tell me if this is something I know you also or not. Because I mentioned your name as your friend, I say Raf. I don't know what is your nickname, favorite for you.
Rafa.
Rafa. Okay, Rafa. Okay, like Rafa, sometimes I insist with my manager to have set of clear goals. So when I satisfy the goals, I review it. I did what you have mentioned. I also negotiate. Like I can do this, no, this much time. I have a lot of work. I will take it. Don't take everything too. Don't take everything like I can do. Wait. So you put a very high expectation from you, and if you fail, this is not good. No, put low expectation. Show your capability that you can do more, and at the end you will show the result. You asked me for 1, 2, 3, but I did 5, 6, also 4 and 5 and 6 also. When it shows that you utilized your time, you didn't overestimate or react. You did the basics, so you did good planning. And when you have time, even though you took more. So instead of giving you maximum of 3, they will give overachieve 4. It will affect your bonus, you have to know how to show. And even if you have full capability, don't speak about it. Understand, come from the silence, boom, done. Oh, I didn't know that you know it. No, I wanted to try it and do it. It will give them like, wow, But if you manage it, it's easy to say. Sometimes I would like to take certificates. And they would show like, I don't speak about it. when you take it, show it. Because when you start speaking, I'm managing this, your brain normally will take this success. You show to the people that you are in that area, but you didn't gain it. And your brain normally, you get this, adrenaline and dopamine of feeling the success. You'll be very lazy to take. I was like this. Love to say my goals, and then I become lazy because I have this achieve this achievement. Then I close this. Do when you finish, yes, I set goals with my manager. This is normal. I want this, and I put optional sometimes to show that okay, I'm planning, but I achieve them, and I share. That's it.
That's a very good technique to set specific goals with your manager. And I know that many managers lack the skill of setting specific goals. Sometimes managers will set a goal with you. Oh, you're going to have to improve communication skills. What is that? It's not going to improve Java. What is better with Java? It doesn't make any sense. So sometimes I'm telling that to you, Java challenger. If you have your manager can't set specific goals for you. Sometimes you have to do the work of your manager and set specific goals for you so that you have something tangible to negotiate with your manager. Because if your manager tells you, hey, you're going to have to improve your communication skills, what does that even mean? How can you prove to your manager that you improved on your communication skills? It's almost impossible. So try your best to get specific goals that you can work on. Otherwise, you have no motivation, right? Like improve on communication skills. What is your motivation to improve on that if you don't know what you need to do?
Yeah, sometimes yes, this is soft skills. How can I measure it? See the value and culture of the company, the key value of the culture, and then try to set an example for each value. Be, for example, never settle. Yes, I was doing this, and during my free time, I achieved this 1, 2, 3, 4. I was communicating with people in order to lead this and this and this. Yes, show it even according to the value of the company. It'd be awesome. But it's soft skills. It's not like how could no think. Yes, I did one. I cooperated with this. I helped with this. I did that. I always learning. I apply my learning to not only always learning. Yes, and what did you do with your learning? I applied in this project and we achieved this. I achieved performance. You have to show the value of what you gain. Okay, this man is very good. And my manager sometimes telling me, whatever you learn, you apply it and you enhance. Go to learn. I will pay anything when it comes to learning. I don't care. You apply it.
That's a very good mindset because the more a company will invest in their employers, the more valuable the company will be because like more valuable employees makes a more valuable company.
Exactly.
Everyone in the company are assets, right? So they are the ones who bring the value. So it's always good to invest in their employers. I really like this mindset. And you also mentioned something important here because I know many developers are struggling with that. So you mentioned that you were behind when we had the boom of cloud computing. So I would like to know what strategy you used to ramp up in this huge topic of cloud computing. What books did you use? What processes did you use to get better in cloud computing and position yourself in the market for companies? Like you said, I think 95% of the companies nowadays, they require cloud computing knowledge. So how did you do that? What strategies did you do and how did you learn so quickly cloud computing?
I will tell you the strategy that I follow because I have a funny story that when I joined my current company, our life is Java. So I'm working with Java ecosystem, Java product related. Everything I did in my career was Java. So I don't need anything else to like I learned JavaScript, TypeScript for front end. I like full stack. and SQL for databases and everything. So I touch the data, I have the backend, and I can do everything with Java. For Magna, they are completely Microsoft oriented company. So it's C#, nothing about Java. Completely different world. Even when I study a little bit cloud services was AWS. But what I was studying and knowing is the services. But cloud is not the services. Cloud is different. It's mainly about cost, maintainability, and also scalability. And it's always about cost. If you know how to estimate the budget and efficiently use the specific, specifics about the cost limitation, things, services, and also different aspects. How to choose a region, how to scale the application, or where to develop. This core, we always lose it. It's not interesting. So I have two challenges. I like to take challenges. Myself, I always like to throw myself. When I wrote my book, I don't know how to write a book. And I get back publishing want to have a contract with me. And I said, yes. And I was crying. Not crying, but from inside, I don't know what I will do. But man, you said yes, you have to continue. Don't give up. Then I was speaking, showing, I tried to develop, I start to see different books, outlines to understand how it's managed. Then I start to have the project manager, and he start, organizing. I feel good. This is how we learn how to write a book. It's a long process, but it teach me how can I make a product like this. Then it was very easy to write an article, strategy, outline, main ideas. Don't go to write. This is what I want to speak. Organize the outlines, then start filling. For example, come back to my work. So at Magna, as I mentioned, everything completely new for me. And I was honest during the interview. There's what you will do. You are coming from Java world. All the developers are .NET. We are using Azure. We are using everything Microsoft. I'm not from that world at all. But I'm a software solution architect. I need just to understand the building pieces, and I will collaborate with the development team. If I don't know anything, I will ask them. But also I have to study to ramp up. First thing I put for myself, okay, I need to, I was searching how, then okay, certification. I will take Azure Fundamental Certificate. I review the outlines. Oh, really? It covers a lot of essential things that I never was aware of, and I will not study it alone. Because searching for every problem, you will touch here area, but not complete, another area. And you will grow very long time to understand, but even you will not grasp. These people are not stupid to put certification that they know that how you will proceed, what do you want. And the outline was amazing. I committed and I started studying. I went to Udemy. There's a very nice guy. He has this, he's Microsoft certified, and he's explaining. I start like taking the course, trying my hands. Fundamental is not about, but it's all about the knowledge gaining process in the certification. It's not about the certificate itself, the revision, the questions, the scenarios. Then I start to relate. I start to know the language of my developers. The people I'm working with becomes more easier for me. I know how to reliably put the component, connect them. Because I came with mindset, I was putting component which is not required. For example, I use app service to deploy backend, and then I put by default API gateway. It's normal. Then I realized and then from API gateway, I will have something discovery service to know the services. And when I put it, one developer told me but app service already do this kind of routing and discovery for the services. Okay, 1 second. I did my research. He was right. I removed, but this component means money, means extra effort. So I felt oh my God, I'm just coming and people rely on me. Then I have to be really knowledgeable in this area. Because I'm setting budget, I'm setting the high level architecture, the component and everything. I cannot take it piece by piece. I have to understand compute. I have to understand storage. I have to understand billing. I have to understand how to make a different billing because different areas, development team or HR or something have to pay. How you organize this? It's not interesting things for us as developers because we have, I want to develop, I want to build service, I want to deploy. Yay, I see the front end. No, but what about the cost? I will leave the VM running. My credit card will kiss and I will cry if you don't know these things. So certification really, I found it is very good when you gain a lot of understanding of knowledge and then the knowledge learning process in the mid, and then take the certificate. Don't listen to anyone. Very certifications. No, companies that are you certified Azure? Are you certified AWS? Are you certified Java? Can you tell me that you have finished your 5 years undergraduate and then you don't take the final bachelor degree? How can I trust you? But if you have it, because in job it's mandatory, but when you show that the accreditation, yes, because you show accreditation, you open the door. Then you show your skills when the people ask you. But you need to open the door. So this is very important. So you will open the door and there is someone else showing their CV have certificates and you don't have, even if you are better than him. But this is only you know, but they doesn't know. People want to show your work. Show it. I did my effort. Door open, ask me. When I show my skills even more after opening the doors, you will pay for me because I'm skilled. I'm the required skills that you wanted. So this is, and then listening to others. So it's very key important. I'm not coming, yes, I'm a solution architect, I'm working. I'm not going to dictate my mindset. No, because the company is working there. This colleague is working there for 20 years, for 10 years, for 7 years. I am the least one join. You have to listen to them, understand the process of the company. Not everything is technical. The company process, how they manage things, how the IT, what is the finance here? How can I ask for a request? Who will manage this? What is the norm of developing the software? What usually resources understand? How did you use different services? You don't go boom, microservices architecture. People are working normally on monolith application. And even you don't need it. You will overwhelm and you will fail. And I have such a case. Someone came, develop a lot of things, and he cannot continue the POCs. So you have to be rational. Don't take the trends and just push it. No, know your position, people surrounding you, and they will trust you after the time. It's reliable. He doesn't push, he doesn't do, he's listening, he's cooperative. And if we say something, he's not coming to dictate just anything. And then I put some other, it was become always one goal, learning objective for every year. I see what the company require. They are now trying to put data bricks. Okay, I will learn. I will be a solution architect here and fundamentals because I have to put solution and know how to talk with data scientists, with AI people, with machine learning people, understand that language. So sometimes when you are an architect or CEO or CTO, you have to understand that all the languages of all the others for evaluation, for understanding, for helping, for yourself. When you speak with top management.
Yeah, I really like this approach of taking a certification because it helps you to study in a very structured way. And in the cases of Azure or AWS certifications, you see real world case scenarios where you can apply in your job and you know more about budget, you know more about costs, you know more about the components. It helps you to have the picture view. And certifications are very useful because it motivates you to keep learning. And as you said, once you get the certification, you get the trust of companies. Therefore, it gets easier to get a job, for example, in a company where cloud computing is a very important skill. So,
And I want to mention also, don't feel embarrassed that you start from beginning. Some people jump to Azure certification for solution architect and it doesn't take the fundamentals. Believe me, you will have to come back or it will be very hard for you to take that certificate on the design time that you put for yourself or you set for yourself. Why? Because you have to come back to the take some fundamentals and grow exponentially to be very easy for you. Because they would mention things. It's like I jumped to the work. I didn't take into consideration my studies. I was studying just to get the certificate. I have bachelor degree. I jumped to the work. They asked me about the graph data structure, tree, collections. I don't remember, what is orientation of this? It was subject. I forget about it. Do you know coordinationality of the database? You know what is normalization for? No, man, this was studies and I don't care. Okay. You will need to learn all of this, how to be efficient. So start from the beginning, take care of it. And the second thing also for cloud, because we are mentioning once you are very good in one cloud vendor, you will be very good at the others. Just you will learn about, the tools. That's it. That's it. And also see what is the strength of each cloud vendor. Because for Google, they are very good at data. For AWS, they are very, wide. They are spread all over regions. So if you need scalability. And for Azure, now they are expanding and they have a lot of trust-like services and you have a lot of common things and you have multi-cloud connection. You can use this and this and this for specific areas. So, but once you are very good at one, you'll be very good at the others. Very easy to grasp the idea because they have the same structure.
Very good.
And
Yeah,
they are always trying to be similar. So easy migration. It's a business at the end.
Yeah, it's a business. I remember I saw an image explaining the same component from each vendor, but doing the same thing. They had only different names. So
Exactly.
really, if you really master one cloud vendor, you are good. You're gonna be very good in all of them. So nowadays it's an essential skill. It's critical skill for any Java developer. Definitely.
This idea is being behind, get me into the AI. When the AI start to be trending, no, I catch it from the beginning. I start working with the team. I start learning a lot. I set it as a goal because I don't want to be behind again. And every company now speaking about AI, my company, but people take the service and always everything is LLM, LLM. No. How can I identify the use case? Is it vision? Is it speech? Is it document analysis, intelligence? Is NLP? Is it LLM or small language module, even for budget? Is it like machine learning? And which kind of machine learning, even algorithm could help me this? If when you start understanding, is it RAG? Is it CAG? It's multi-agent or agentic. And this is just name. This terminology, you have to understand because you are responsible about designing a reliable and efficient solution for your company. So everyone knows Buzz. No, you are not Buzz. You have to be specific and understand. So yes, learning is a very important skill nowadays. You cannot, leave it behind. If you failed 1 week to learn something, you will be nothing second week. You will lose a lot. So
Interesting. So in your opinion, what are the topics that are important to learn in the huge world of AI for Java developers?
for Java developers is to understand when to use each case. This is very important. Just understand, because every day we have something about AI. Every single week we have something. It's evolving. And the general buzz everywhere was from beginning is LLM capabilities, ChatGPT, DeepSeek. No, those are generative AI. This is not the AI. AI is more bigger than this. Read about machine learning. I'm not telling you to be expert, but know when to use what. This is very important. Just general. Have this idea, understand, and try to follow something that AI is very important. Don't fear the AI. Be smart to use the AI to help and automate and repeat and enhance the services. Nobody will replace you. Even the people that use vibe coding and AI and things, you get hacked because AI would bring you very good code for proof of concept, for initial idea, will not take so much time. Then it needs your brain check about the security, about the performance, about all the other aspect that AI will never ever know about it unless it's a specific programmed, or even though they will not replace your brain because it's based on the input, but you are learning, you are connecting, you are building the knowledge out of these kind of small, learning blocks. He is not, if he trained, sorry for the word, bad things, he will give you back the bad things. We know this. So don't fear it, but learn it because it's a very essential skills in your skill set and toolbox. Very, very important. Unless you are data
Awesome.
scientist, that's your area. You have to go deep and understand the algorithm, different algorithms for ML classification, neural network about this and all of this, and master the services, especially in cloud, because all of them is rapidly growing. In Azure, everything they're renaming services, changing services, enhancing, adding something new, frameworks. So
Very good. So, Mohammed, can you share a bit about your story, all know your journey to become a Java champion? Because there are many mentees of mine who want to become a Java champion, and would love to hear your journey to become a Java champion and what Java developers can do to also become a Java champion. So if you can share a little bit of your story, it will be amazing.
being Java champion, you should even not look. Yeah, it's nice to aim for it, but believe me, it comes because people here observing, people watch when you're participating, going and see, do you feel like you are deserving this? It's not a problem to show your work. It's very important, as I mentioned before. It's all linked because how do people will know about you? You're going to conferences, you are leading teams, unity, participating, writing something, going to open source project, doing your project on GitHub, contribution. Java champions are all about. There are a lot of good developers and people that really, really, really could be Java champions. But what we can see, or people sometimes ask, can we nominate this? I see that I could be Java champion. Someone will lead you, saying like, okay, you are missing this, or you're really, I don't know. Why not? It's not something bad or shy about that you show this. But like it's Java. So to become Java champion, I will tell you my story and how I see it. It involves really years of active contribution. And it should be something because I see a lot of people also contributing to get the title, and after getting the title, he becomes less active. And it's a norm of people. He won't have the title. It's like any title. It's like the power, the position. It's normal. If it comes from inside, you will be elected. But you are showing your work, you have networking, you are communicating with people. And as I mentioned, it involves years of active contribution and including writing books if you can, technical articles. It's all about shareability. What did you do for the community? Not for the industry, only the community. The key here is the community. Speaking at international conferences, mentoring developers, leading community events. I can not only leading, you can participate. You have a Java user group, you can be volunteer. You will learn a lot about how organizing an event. Take it always that you will learn something. You will always participating or knowing or throwing yourself in a challenge will teach you something. I focused, like for my example, I focused on sharing knowledge, helping others to grow, and also staying deeply involved in the Java ecosystem. I love it. And I feel very happy when I gain new knowledge. And my mom was always, all the days, asked me, did you get money from this? I said, no, mom. It's a win-win situation. How? You are spending time, you are losing your time, you don't sit with your family sometimes. Yes, everything is trade off. And you don't get money. No, I learn. I get it working. I share knowledge. I learn more because I meet different people. I travel. I learn about culture, countries, make it easy for me to mix with people. You know, I can get more opportunities. After like 5 years, 6 years, when people start, I was paying to go for conferences. Nobody knows me. Yes, I pay. They will come, just accept me. I enhance my language. I enhance my presence, my speech. I was worried always to have ad hoc interview because I have to be organized preparing something. No, man, you will lose a lot of opportunity. Just speak. It's not your native language. Just communicate, and it becomes normal. You open the doors for yourself, a lot of engagement happening here, not only, and then people will come to you. We like your speech. Can you speak for us? It pay back, but not everything you have to think about it. It's money. When you do it for sake of God and helping people, believe me, it will come back to you because it will show your hard work and people will come to you. It's your reputation. You are building your brand and reputation. I see a lot of people in Java community, Java champion, they are not never working for companies. And they are very well known. They are presenting and giving something very, very good from courses, from doing consultancy work. Like you, Rafael, for example, you're like doing amazing with Java Challenge. I loved when I host you in Java Champion. I learned a lot. And the way that you presented is very, very important for every developer. It's very important. And the deep knowledge that you give behind challenge is not just, yes, it's wrong answer or right. It's about what is behind. So I would like to thank you for this. Some people who's running like, Bildung, for example, website, Adam Payne doing a very good consultancy and showing knowledge. A lot of people doing things like this. Yes, it's from contribution. We are learning from each other. So being recognized as a Java champion was the result of consistent contribution and engagement with the community. And as we always say, we are from the community to the community. So this
Amazing,
is my dream.
amazing words. Amazing words. Thank you so much, Mohammed. You have the gift of the word. You know how to use the right words. Your communication skills are amazing. I really liked your explanation. Can you, well, maybe we have a few minutes to talk
Okay.
about your communication skills because you're really good on articulating the right words, being concise on your answers, and you have this skill of communicating really clearly. How do you develop this skill? Because communication is so important for every Java developer to grow in their careers.
Communication could be in different ways, from writing to speaking. From writing, I love writing, and it's improved by when I was sharing knowledge, and I always review what I'm writing. Especially also it gave me this ability to review all my business emails and things. It's very important how to write a really concise and explain things. And you just dump it and read it, reread it, enhance it. Sometimes I use tools like Grammarly, for example, but I don't use Grammarly only to correct for me because you have to review. It's an AI at the end. Please have always your feedback because sometimes it's change the meaning that you want to deliver. I take the words, I'm learning and on English. There is always on Facebook or something, I follow some groups or something teaching special words, idioms, because you need to use it in a specific way. The other way is speaking with people, like speaking and learning the language to speak. And don't use complicated words. Use the simplest word as you can. Everyone can understand you. Like I learned this from a very religious guy. He was very nice speaking. He's very knowledgeable, but he was sitting in the mosque talking to farmers, to president, to minister, to workers. Everyone can understand him. He knows how to simplify the complicated religious knowledge to something with analogy that really could reach anyone. So everyone is happy, from the president to the worker. Then you think about it, it's a talent. We always tend to show that we are very good, eloquent in the language. It's not. You have to deliver the message in the simplest way. So and it's also when you write, it will show you how to think about the word, what to use, because it's the hardest. When you write, is harder than you speak. Try to write your ideas always, but trying to make it concise. It will affect your way of speaking. And
Amazing.
sometimes you can speak to record it and listen to yourself and repeat. So you don't have this humming or something. And the more you communicate, the more you will have. But writing is very, very key, important aspect.
Yeah, and we can take this same skill to code as well, because we have to make our code simple and concise. We can't forget that code is also communication. We are communicating with other developers through code. So to take this same fundamental of communication in our language, we can also take this fundamental to our programming language and create our code in the most concise way as possible, in a way that's it's organized and we have specific goals with each class and method, and so that we can communicate with other developers more clearly.
Extending to your point quickly, when you do this validation, our validation, not only reviewing your code to see that I'm a different developer, I will look from different perspective. Do I understand what I wrote? And sometimes the best way is to start with test cases, because test cases, it take you from different perspectives. You're trying to use your code. So when you try to use it, either it's simple or complicated or not clear, then you will start refactoring. So I like your analogy for this. I completely agree on this. And now when I think about it, because testing is very, very important to give you this kind of different view about your code. It will not be you. You're seeing someone else's code. Even if it was you, a revision,
Yeah.
then you will try to waste your mentality to make it perfect. And even not 6 lines that I achieved the goal, not could be 3. And this is how you enhance. Then throw it to someone else to review it after you get all what you learn from that, or it's final piece of art.
Yes. Mohammed, my last question to you is, what books do you recommend for Java developers? We can talk about your books as well. And please, let's talk about them.
It was surprisingly for me that my book, especially JavaFX Essentials, still sold until today, because I realized that it's not about the technology, it's all about the idea. In that book, I tried to show how to use JavaFX to be used on Raspberry Pi, integration with Arduino, use it with LibMotion, desktop, mobile, web. The idea was, of course, that book from 2015 with the technology for sure at that time has been obsolete and more enhancement, but it's the idea. The idea is very important more than the technology. So this is, if you want to buy it, it's available everywhere and to have a look at it, but it's about this kind of integration things. The other thing that I can really recommend as a basic for everyone, clean code, it's very important to read about it. Effective Java by Joshua Plush is very important for everyone who must read for writing high quality Java code. You have Java Concurrence by Brian Gutz. It's very essential for understanding multi-threading and concurrency, especially we get updated for virtual threads. Clean code I mentioned to you by the most famous one, Robert C. Martin. Design patterns. Design patterns is essential building blocks. Not even the architecture. When you understand the building blocks, you will understand the bigger building blocks. So these are essential. The book by Gang of Four. Finally, one of the books that affected my way of understanding data and writing is designing data-intensive applications. This big idea behind reliable, scalable, and maintainable systems by Marine Plumman. This is very important book and it's very nice. So this is what I can recommend for now, but they are very essential in any library for Java developers. I will not speak about Kubernetes, things, those are technologies you have to be aware of in your toolkit, but those are main ideas and building block for your brain. If you're
Amazing.
really starting Java, Code Java is very good, for sure.
Amazing. Mohammed, thank you so much. I learned so much with you here in this interview, and I appreciate that you could share a little bit of your time with me, with the Java Challengers audience. And I'm sure that everyone who is listening to us here, they are going to learn a lot. So yeah, thank you so much. I really enjoyed this interview.
Thank you.
Do you have any words for Java Challengers audience for their career, maybe?
First of all, I would like to thank you very much that you have your time to host me and asking me these great questions. I also learned from you a lot and your insights. And I really like your challenges, and I recommend that everyone can take these challenges. It's very, very, very good for day to day. Even myself, I was reading, I learned a lot from them. Thank you for making them available to Rafael. And I do recommend it. It's like, it's very essential. It's always updated. This is amazing. Thank you for this. And they are very deep. Thank you very much. You can guys communicate to us at any time. As we mentioned, we are from community to the community, which is you. Our social media exists. Search for us, contact us. We would be glad to help you. Thank you, Rafa.
Thank you so much, Mohamed. And I'll leave all the details from Mohamed in description of the video or podcast or whatever. And you can contact him. And thank you so much, Mohamed. And I will see you soon, hopefully in our conference.
Yep.
I'll see you very soon, for sure. See you, Mohamed. Thank you so much.
Thank you, and enjoy your day.
Cheers. You too.
Bye.
Bye-bye.